What's up, y'all? It's Really.Marcus. We're back in the 757 here on the No Limit Podcast. Make sure y'all tune into this episode. You don't want to miss it.
No DNA, we don't got the same markers.
I'm coming, name good in this field from block to block. My bro gang, he a bloody. Call my phone, he said, wait, how you doing?
And I say fuck 'em, this hammer I'ma bust it. And that's my cousin, I don't even trust him.
My cousin Jackie Puffin, you don't think my auntie love me? AK to AK to muffin, cuz split gang, he gon' bust us.
They treat us ugly, we poor, we come from nothing. And all my habits, cause I'm a rich junkie.
That's on my mama, we from Virginia, don't call choppers, cuz think I love her. Gucci and no 10 high with my brother.
And they laughing, but I don't see nothing funny. Go to the bank and tell them count my money.
That crack beige look like butter, yeah, too many drugs I'm bustin'. We need pills, G's and my heart on ice, still love her.
She think I love her, but she ain't good for nothing. She brought my pistol and still fuck my sister.
These pills got my nerves jumping, they served on the crack, neck poppin'. Get your work, boy, ask you nothing. Trip pills in the butt might drop it.
If they raid the spot, then take the drugs and flush them. The amount of drugs I do isn't good for human consumption.
You already know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen of the 757. This is the best podcast on the East Coast. You're now tuned in to the No Limit Show with your guy Just Ed, D-Lo the Shogun, Ace Fakanami, Dead Money KD, B Shiesty or B2 Chill, and DJ YT. Woo, mouthful. Man, and like I always say, we bring the best of the best of the best from the city. But tonight's guest, it's all about divine alignment. We've been talking about it all season long, and now y'all finally get to see. Tonight's guest isn't a musician. He isn't an actor, or maybe he is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's on the internet killing it right now. The numbers are proof in the pudding. So, without further ado, let me introduce Really.Marcus.
It's a pleasure being here, man. I feel good right now. I
Hey,
feel great.
I'm not gonna lie to you. One, I'm talking to a younger person. You know what I'm saying? You got 9 years on you. But at 21, I was not doing what you were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're doing something crazy. The streaming, the recording platforms right now are killing it. And the younger generation is taking all advantages from it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that a lot tonight and how you operate and what motivated you to do what you do. But before we get started, I got to ask you, we always do it, got to get an origin story, man. Just like the fans and supporters out there that don't know, I don't know who you are. It's the first time meeting you. So with that being said, where are you from, G?
From Baltimore, Maryland. Grew up there my whole life. I got a brother, older brother. Live with both my parents. You know what I'm saying? And I've been up here in Virginia for about 5 years now, or this is my 5th year. So just trying to make it by.
Okay. I can understand that. One thing I will say though, because we've had people from Baltimore before, and maybe y'all just not in like the superfied trenches. Because everybody that we've had come here from Baltimore, I'd be like, yeah, dummy, and they just look at me, and I'd be like, but that's what y'all say, right? Like that's a cadence for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to fit in a little bit. I'm just like, well, where's the accent? So where's the accent?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's how most people outside of Baltimore think. They think everybody talk like that, but it's only like deep. Like I feel like most people, they have the pronunciation. Like we say like YouTube, but we don't got like most people don't got the fuck it is dummy like that like deep accent. But yeah, not everybody don't be talking like that. I
Okay.
think I forgot what his name is, but the yo from Baltimore that made his own language.
Uh-huh.
It's on what's it called? It's been on Drewski's thing, doing the haircuts or whatever. Yeah, he started that joint a little bit long ago. You know what I'm saying? Everybody outside the city done ran with it. I think everybody talk like that. That's like you tell somebody you from Baltimore, that's like a conversation starter. They be like, say U2, Avenue, all that stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie though. You hear so much going outside the city, it's starting to get annoying. Like, not like, it's mainly like the females, because the guys don't really be saying like, say U2, but like you talk to females from outside the city, they'll just be like, say, Avenue, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, not everybody be talking like that.
Nah, I think it is one of those things, if you don't know and you see it on the internet, you expect it. Especially when you be like, damn, they all talk like that. So I understand where you coming from. I can see how that could be annoying. I mean, I've had that experience. I would tell people I used to live in the country, and they'd be like, "Oh, let me hear your country accent." It comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? But growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, like, how's that experience? Like on your lifestyles and stuff like that.
I would say I growing up in Baltimore, the way I grew up, I was very cultured in a sense, where it's like I went to good schools, but I was still like deep in the city. So I got to experience all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's like on the standpoint of the things you see. Like I'm not involved in the bad stuff, but you see it going on every day. You hear it going on. You can hear the gunshots. You see the accidents happening. You can't even. A lot of people are scared to go out sometimes because too many people. Somebody gonna be shooting out, something like that. But yeah, so I never get into too much deep trouble. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be on your P's and Q's every time you step out the house because you never know what's gonna happen.
Understood. Understood. You giving me some reinforcement tips. My mother, she's actually from Maryland, so it's one of those things where I've been up there. I've not necessarily lived, but I stayed up there for a
Yeah.
couple weeks and stuff like that. But I ain't really get to be entwined and go to the school systems and nothing like that. So I always want to know, you know what I'm saying? Pick your brain a little bit. Now, when did the YouTube and all that start? Did it start in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first things first, I got into YouTube because of my older brother.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He does YouTube. He does like IRL videos, reaction videos. He's at around 54K on YouTube. So my YouTube's only at like 11K, but I feel like almost everything I do is kind of influenced by him because we're so close in age. So I started doing YouTube videos about 2 years ago now, but I was doing workout videos, I was doing food reviews, I was doing vlogs, try to do little vlogs like that, but it obviously it wasn't working out, so I had to find something unique in a niche and then twist it in my own way. So that's when I started doing the monkey videos. It's something that was easy to do for me because all I had to do was sit on the computer and it's something I can do consistently because all I had to do was just not go out at night. You know what I'm saying? Cue up the computer. And the way I started doing the monkey videos was kind of like how everybody else was doing it, where it was get online, try to get the ghost number, and then that'll be it. But I always, when I wanted to blow up or be different, I wanted that wow factor that would force people to comment something. And so after I started doing those videos, I did the cucumber pranks, and those are like my most viral videos on the YouTube page. But
You're not Kermit, are you?
am I a Kermit?
Yeah. Have you seen the Kermit? He'd be like, "Oh, can I show you something?" You're not that.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no.
I was
Nah.
about to say, I'm like, yo, that would have been wild.
But I did like, I would basically just go like, how tall would you want your man to be? Then I would stand up in the cucumber show or whatever. I had what's it called in my pants. But yeah, I stopped doing those because it just felt weird, just like trying to like get those clips and then everybody on that website be lying about their age and stuff like that. So after I transitioned from that, I started doing like wild questions, like would it be like one night with me or 100K, so something like that. And then I don't know which came first when I started doing the pulling out the belt or doing the dive on the bed. Those would really like gravitate everybody towards like my page or whatever. And the main part where I actually started blowing up was December 9th of last year. I started the Instagram page. And within 5 months, I got to 100K. Because at that point, I was posting about 5 times a day from the start. And I've been documenting it in my notebook each month on the 9th of my progress. And I was gaining near like 10 to 20,000 a month. And I think the most I gained was like 38,000. But yeah, that's kind of the startup of how I post. And now I'm on TikTok posting too. So yeah.
So, are you doing the editing and everything like that by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Self-sufficient.
Hmm.
Okay, because me personally, that's one thing that I'm struggling with. Yes, I have a team of co-hosts. Like I said, one's a DJ, two of them are artists, one's an intern learning how to like edit and help and stuff like that. But I'm doing everything off of an Android phone. Like, record with all the equipment. You see it in here, but then when it comes to editing and posting, it's like, damn, this shit take forever, especially during the week. You got to interview, da 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 da. Then you got to go home and try to put it together, make it sound right, make it look right. And so I always wondered how other people's process it is, especially when I see their platforms that are growing. And I will say this on camera, ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to check out his content. He doing way bigger numbers than Ed. He got it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. Especially the consistency, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will go off of what people say on Instagram, and they be like, "Oh yeah, you got to post 3 times, and you got to do it at 8 and 12 and 9 and stuff like that," and they try to follow that blueprint. But if everybody's following that blueprint, then everybody's doing the same thing. So you gotta be something different. If you gotta post 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, whatever works, you know what I'm saying? And then being on multiple platforms as well. Me personally, I hate TikTok. It
Yeah.
gives me Vine vibes.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like when you grow up with an app, it's kind of hard to jump to another one. Like if they came up with a new Instagram later on in the future, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't like TikTok either because they always take down my clips, and it's more restrictions on there.
Mm,
And so when it comes to the editing stuff,
mm,
the method I did because I was also in school, but I didn't have that many in person classes, so I really dedicated time to. It was to a point where I would record late at night, and then because I would do all my editing on my phone too, so I would wake up in the morning, and then I would get to editing, and I wouldn't do I wouldn't even start my day until I got finished editing the full video, upload it, and then get myself throughout the day, and then go back home, clip up, post it on Instagram, post it on TikTok. But the editing, I'm not gonna lie, the editing takes about one, maybe 1 hour, and it could take all day because I don't I don't really do it straight. I take breaks sometimes, but I would say like 1 to 3 hours of editing, chopping and screwing, and then doing the sound effects and all that. But yeah, that's the advice I would give to most people because you can for the Monkey app, it's easy. I would say it's easy to be consistent because, like I said, you just queue up the computer and then screen record and all that. But I would try to find something you could do consistently because, especially for live streamers, that's hard. Especially everybody can't do IRL streams and post consistently because it takes a lot of time and all that stuff. And then you want to clip that up too. Then you gotta go out another night and do all that stuff. I feel like that's a lot of effort. So I try to tell people when people ask for advice, to try to do something that you could do consistently every day, and then have enough clips. Because I don't record every night, so I would have enough clips that I could post every day till the next time I record.
mm.
So that's probably the advice I try to give people on that process of being consistent. Try to find something you can do every day that's not really so draining and taxing.
You're right. Yeah, cause I got a homie right now. Um, Shout out to 200 Acres. And we went through so many podcasts, we went through so many channels until he finally found his thing, and we kind of not necessarily went separate ways, but we had different ideas. I was like, man, I really like music. I really like entertainment news. Like that's my thing. Like if somebody asks me a question, I know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like TMZ sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and he was like, man, I'm gonna do regular reactions. I was like, bro, you monotone. He said, watch it work, because he was just consistent and just doing it and making it, like you said, building up that content enough where I ain't got to do it every day. I just got to have enough. If I take a Wednesday and just record for 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? And out of those 12 hours, 6 of those hours is edit. I'm good for the rest of the week.
Yep.
And his page is booming. 80 damn K. Every fucking video got over like 10,000. I'm just like, yo, that shit's crazy. Um, but finding the right niche is crazy. But for you, when I'm watching your videos, because I had to check out everything. Because when like I said, when I seen your message, I was like, what does he want to do with me, man? This man, he doing it. He don't need no help from me. Most of the time, people come on the show because they need help with something.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. He got it. He got the juice. One of the things I gotta ask though, like when you first did your I don't even know what to call them. Just you said queuing up, I guess. Like the first time you recorded or whatever like that. Did you know it was gonna work?
When the first time I recorded, no, I didn't think it was gonna work. Like I said, it was kind of like a trial and error where I tried one way, and I was trying to figure out a way to be unique with it. So like I said, I was kind of doing what everybody else was, just simple stuff, simple conversation, just trying to get the number. But it was no like, I would say it's not me, because me, I like to troll and have fun a little bit.
Yeah.
So what I was doing before was kind of serious, and it wasn't really like. I mean, everybody can see by the videos. It's corny. You could say it's corny the way I be, saying acting. But yeah, I just I had to navigate my way to find the uniqueness and be funny and be myself at the same time and not try to like, because if you look at a lot of people when you type in monkey videos or MonkeyApp videos, it's like I said before, just picking them up, and no really like spin to it. But yeah, there's a few people out there that add their own spin to it.
Nah, because I was watching, and we're gonna do some recaps with a couple of your videos, so y'all can check out and understand what I seen. Yeah, one where you talking to the girl, she already smiled and whatever like that. So I'm like, okay, she on go, pretty chick, you know what I'm saying? And then off rip, you were just like, yeah, so you like steak or chicken? And I was like, that's random as hell. But girls, like, oh yeah, I like steak. He was like, so you like back shots? Oh, cool. And I was just like, did he say what I think he just said? Like watching your video, it does give you that hard reaction. Like, yo, did he just say what the fuck I think he just said? And the way they react, you can tell that they young.
Yeah.
Because if I tried that with women my age, bro, boy, fuck you. Click. Like I be watching it like, yo, they be crazy. I'm just seeing the ones with the tasers and the dildos and like, but they're coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And in some of the places that I've seen on your page so far, I'm just like, I didn't even know those places existed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you just being you is a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta ask though, have you ever had an experience where they just be blanking the whole time and you just like, yeah, fuck it?
What do you mean? Like they're just like not responding?
Not necessarily responding, but like
not giving.
They go ham. Like they just like, man, fuck this, the fuck you, who you think you are type shit. Because okay,
that I think. Yeah, some of those videos or some of the clips where I talk to women that don't really get the reaction I want, I just leave out. But I would say that's my first video on Instagram that hit 1 million views was one of those videos where I think I just looked at her wrong and then she started going crazy on me. And
cause you bold with it. You called one chick a fucking refrigerator, and I was just like, that was like bars. This nigga said, yo, I'm talking to the one in the middle and the one in the blue short. After that, y'all closed the refrigerator. I was like, oh, he disrespectful as shit.
Yeah, I remember that. I was on TikTok live with that. There was a lot of people in there.
Yo,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's a lot of situations where they like, would it be somebody else or I would say something, they throw me off my game. So then I was like, it's another way I could get a clip where we're just arguing back and forth. So yeah, there's a lot of those. I try to make it funny too.
I gotta ask, where did the belt thing come from?
Where did the belt thing come from? I actually try to picture, or not picture. I try to remember where that came from, because I think that was another like brainstorm of the wow factor I wanted in my videos. So like, I don't know. I think that was just an idea that just came up because at first, I definitely think at first was the dive. When I used to dive off the screen, that probably came first. And the belt, that one, that came around like the January, February-ish. But yeah, I got in a lot of like, once I started pulling the belt out, I've gotten a lot of like side note, but like a lot of DM from women online about that.
Because I think it's funny because it reminds me of like Joe Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
like beating the hell out of the damn Jackson 5 type shit. So when you pull out the belt and just put it over the shoulder, I'm like, yo, oh, he about to trigger some of these females. like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine. But let's talk about it. By you still being young, you know what I'm saying, in your early 20s and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
being on sites like that and having the platforms that you have that are already doing numbers and you doing big things, is it something that you worry about? Because, I mean, you could talk to females on there, and it's not, let's be honest, a lot of us been lying for a long time. Oh, how old are you? Oh, yeah, I'm 18, or I'm
Yeah.
this, that, and is that something that you worry about?
Yeah. That's probably the number one issue about that website is just them lying about the age. Because there's sometimes I'll post a video and they'll clearly say, I'll have it in the beginning of the video where they say they're 18 or they're 19 or 20. And then once the video is going viral, I get a message from people that probably go to her school or something like that. It was like, yo, she's not really 18 or whatever. She's this age. And then it's like, really? And then it's like, I just delete the video. Like, I don't, that's a misconception too. I do not message all those women. You know what I'm saying? Only the ones that join the team. That's the only ones I message.
Now that I thought it was fake until you just said it, because you be saying it in the videos. You be like, yeah, so y'all just gonna join the team, or you just gonna join the team? But they be like, what team? He be like, the winning team. You know what I'm saying? You do what you gotta do, and make sure you get what you want. I was like, oh, he a certified pimp. He said, and one of the clips, she was like, oh yeah, and she was like, what are you? Who do you think you are? He was like, I'm the general manager. I was like, yo, this dude is bugging. Funny as shit. The confidence has to be to do what you do. The confidence has to be on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys can't take rejection,
Yeah.
whether or not it's for clips or not. A lot of them be like, oh, boy, you ugly as shit, or da 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 da. Niggas is sensitive. Let's be honest. So I gotta commend you on that. But to keep it entertaining, like I was before you got in here, we were watching even more of your videos, and I was like, yeah, I could watch shit like this. Like streamers, it's kind of hard for me to watch because I feel like everything is clickbait and like the whole yelling shit. I love Kai Cenat, I love Reggie, I love all what they doing right now and shit like that. But sometimes like the screaming and all this, I'm just like, yo, this fucking obnoxious as shit.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but damn. But that content, like when you get a certain rebuttal from them and you know it's not staged because you never know who's gonna be clicked on next. Or do you? I've never used the app before.
No, you don't.
So it's a random every time.
Yeah, it's a random every time.
You know what I'm saying? That's gotta be the wildest thing. With the numbers and stuff coming in, and I'm not gonna do no pocket watching and stuff like that, but I understand because I'm monetized and I do little numbers and I'm getting a little checky check from it. But for you, like being young and getting a check and stuff like that, like how do you manage that?
How do I manage it? I would just say it's good. Like when I see it come in, it just makes me want to do more. And I try to stay consistent I try to stay consistent and not see the number drop. Cuz the first check I got from YouTube was about $100. So cuz most of my videos get yellow marked, but the first check I got was $100. And that's maybe not a lot to most, but to me that's like you got to start somewhere. So and then getting monetized on other platforms like TikTok and stuff, but TikTok is it's so weird because I post my own content, but they say it's like they like don't put it to the For You page because they say it's unoriginal and it's like screen recording, all that stuff like that. So I got disqualified from the community a couple of times, and I had to wait like a couple weeks for me to reapply. So it's kind of hard to stay consistent on there, but like I said, most of the money comes from the winning team.
Okay. I get it. I respect it. Now, once they join the winning team and stuff like that, they understand the assignments. I believe.
Yeah. So I said this on another podcast. It's over 200 women.
You said what?
There's over 200 women on the team.
Over 200.
Yeah. But the number fluctuates because, like I say, some women are on 10-day contracts. You know what I'm saying? But most of the conversations are online. Like I have the contracts on my computer. It's like 10. They come in like 4 sets. 10-day contract, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, well, 6, and a max contract. Sometimes people negotiate where it's like a couple weeks, couple months. But yeah, for the serious ones, I actually drive out there, kind of like I was saying in the videos, have a conversation over some food, pull out the folder, we have a conversation, and then they agree on it. But at the same time, I would say that's the hardest part is the negotiation because a lot of women, when they hear, because I'm brutally honest, there's other women on the team. So when I talk about that in front of them, it's like they kind of think it's sexual, but everything's a business for me. Like I say in the videos, all you have to do is whatever you're good at, and you get whatever you want from me. So, and the percentage of what I get and what they do, it fluctuates depending on like how long they're with the team and then how long whatever. So, and like I said, I'm just the general manager. I'm not the CEO or the owner.
Okay. No, okay, so I actually get what you're saying because I do that with the team that I have. You know what I'm saying? Different type of concept,
Yeah.
but do the same thing. Cool. Everybody got the page information. You know how to promote and stuff like this. If the video that you put on the page does numbers, that's your bread. If you bring in a guest or whatever like that, and you pay for the interview, stuff like that, then that's your bread. You bring them in, you put in the work and stuff like. So I do the same thing, and in a sense. Now I will say you definitely corrected me with that one because I thought that was part of the funnies, the contracts, but that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And over 200 employees is crazy. I got to give you some props on that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, streaming right now and just being on the internet as a whole can work. For some odd reason, actually, it's not an odd reason. Women can really make a bag on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got a pretty face, nice body, whatever like that, just a pretty face in general, it's gonna come with a bag.
Yeah.
Because guys love women and they gonna tune in just to see how she act, what she say, and how she get down. So that's smart ass thinking. That is smart.
Yeah. I'll even give you an example. If you look on my page, it's probably we're probably have to scroll, but there's a video that hit 861K views, and there's a girl. I asked her to join the team, and she said, or I asked her, "What are you good at?" She said, "I'm trying to start this Twitter up." So when I looked at the page, it was under 100, and she wanted to join the team. So she joined the team, and now she's at 17K, and she does OnlyFans. So I literally, so like I said, you just do whatever you're good at, you get whatever you want from me, and I promote it. I get a percentage of what she's making on the OnlyFans or on Twitter, whatever. But that's just a proof of what we do. Because she went from you can even see the pinned comment. She went from, it had to be less than 24 hours where she was from under 100, and then she was at 500. A week later, she was at 10K. Now she's at like 17K, probably even more. I haven't really checked up on her page. But yeah, that happens a lot. And not everybody does like OnlyFans, stuff like that. But that's just one of the examples where it benefited for me because I got 800K views, more followers on my page, and a percentage of what she's making. And she's making money. She's doing all type of stuff on her own now, like with the OnlyFans stuff. I see her sometimes, talk to her. She's in different communities doing whatever. So, yeah.
You have such a nonchalant tone and like aura about you, but your mind is a business. It's like it's running a factory. And I'm just looking at you like, yo, Ed, you was not like this at fucking 21. Like I was in the Navy for one, but for two, I was just like, bro, I want the coochie. Fuck that shit. Fuck all. And I'm just like, yo, these young people are really out here doing it. They're living their dreams and they're doing stuff that they like to do, and it's working. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when I was in high school, middle school, they were like, yeah, you got to go to college and you got to get a good job, and that's the only way you're going to make it. And then once the internet really took off and you seen people who was like, nah, I'm just going to lock in. It's going to work. This is all I'm going to do. This is going to work. And you see the houses, the cars, you see what they doing. I'm just like, they prove society wrong.
Yeah.
But there's one thing about what you told me and what you're doing now that it kind of boggles me a little bit. So I want to pick your brain a little bit more. You said you're going to school.
Yeah.
What are you going to school for? If you don't mind me asking.
My major is civil engineering technology.
Say it again.
It's civil engineering technology.
Damn. Okay. So why that?
For one, when I get this degree, I'll be the first one in my family with an engineering degree. Two, I know it will make my mother and father proud. So coming to college, I didn't want to do just anything, but it is a good starter. One, I actually like the sound of that to my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm an engineer. Also, they make good money coming out, like good money. So if all else fails, that's my fallout or backup plan. You know what I'm saying? So also, it's like that's one of the things I actually have to worry about too. You know what I'm saying? Because they see my videos, obviously, probably not going to get the job or whatever. So that's why I don't really reveal my full name. So nothing's under my full name. It's just Marcus. But I don't think they'll be able to find my stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, because one of those things I gotta respect you on, and it's two questions from that. You was like, something respectable that my parents would appreciate. Like when you first started YouTube, I mean, you got an older brother that's already doing it, that's killing it, and you say, you know what, I'm about to do the same thing, but I'm about to do it my own way. And the videos, did you explain it to them? Did they see it? Like, how did that go?
Well, that's an interesting point. When I started the YouTube page, that was one of my faults when I first started out. When I started YouTube, I would, in those videos, the working out, the stuff, food reviews and all that, I would tell people about what I was doing. And that would be my problem is I would hear their feedback, whether it's good or bad, and it would always like change the way I might make the next video because people I know are watching, they might laugh, So with this, the MonkeyApp stuff, I didn't tell anybody. They didn't find out until I hit 1,000 subscribers. Somebody found out when I hit 1,000 subscribers, one of my friends. But I think my father doesn't know. They're kind of older. But my mother just found out probably at the beginning of summer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think one of my neighbors that's a good friend of mine, we grew up together, I think she drove by and they were talking, and one of them was like, your brother or your son is so funny, da-da-da. And then I had to explain to her, like, what I was doing. But she's, like, kind of cool. She's like, I kind of just said it up front, like, I speak vulgar to women online. And she was like, I showed her one of the videos where it wasn't too vulgar, and then I told her, like, the views, and I was getting paid from them. She was like, okay. But then some of the stuff, she's like, I don't even want to hear what you're saying. Just you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to hear it. That's all she said.
Yeah.
But it's like a joking way. Like I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I definitely understand that when because I've always been like a music head, but when I was like taking it seriously, and because before I did podcasts, and I was like, I'm gonna be an artist, I'm gonna sing, and my dad was like, what, bro? Come on now, like you're in the Navy, what are you doing? You got a good job, good head on your shoulders, just do that. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm stepping out the box. So when I did my first couple shows, he's looking at me like, damn, son, that's crazy. And then when I kind of jumped to podcasts, and they were like, why? Then they seen one of our videos go hit like 100,000. They were like, oh, it's serious. I was like, yeah, it's serious. And then over time, they're saying, oh, yeah, these people from my job asking if they can come up here and da-da-da-da-da and whoop-de-whoop. I was like, yeah. People come. I've had people come from Cali. I had a dude that's planning to come from London. You know what I'm saying? It's just being consistent. I think a lot of people, when they kind of project their own fears. Yeah. If I couldn't do it, so what makes you think you could do it? Nah, I do it regardless, whether people like it or not. I remember one of my first videos on my page got 1 view. Yeah. It's almost a 2-hour long podcast. Yeah. I got 1 view, and I think that 1 view was for me watching it over. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's just being about consistent and not really worrying about how other people feel. Yeah. And that's another thing I gotta respect about you, because you was like, okay, I switched up. And then afterwards, I was like, fuck it. I respect that, bro. I respect that. And then you're thinking about your future. You know, I have a lot of people that sit in that same couch. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna be an artist. All right, cool. You got all your paperwork? Oh, I got something to work on. Okay. You done any shows? Nah, okay. Well, what would you do if this doesn't work? If right now you get, because things happen. This world is crazy.
Yep.
You lose your vocal cords. You get hit. You lose your job. You lose your car. Whatever like that. You still gonna do music? What would you do if music wasn't, or whatever your niche is, or your creative experience? What about if that just didn't happen? What would you do next? And a lot of them don't have answers. I mean, you looking at me right now. I got 3 kids and 2 jobs, and I still do this. You know what I'm saying? My daughter starts school tomorrow, but I'm here. And right after you, I got another interview, because this is what I do. This is where I want to take it. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that, and always having a backup plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people in this world do not have a backup plan. They fall suit on chasing one dream and just leaving everything else out the window. And you really can't do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I got to respect that, man. The engineer thing is crazy. I definitely commend you on that as well, too. You know, I would love to see name on billboards and cards and stuff like that. But let me ask you this, though. With and again, not pocket watching, but with all the views and the numbers and the notoriety and making contracts and setting up your business like an empire, have you made a dumb purchase yet? Did you made a purchase and you just like, man, this is dumb?
Yeah.
Did you?
I think that comes with the territory. Like I said, in negotiation, it's kind of like investing in the wrong person. I would say that. So it's like you give them the tools, and they don't necessarily do it. So it's like a negative profit. So that's probably the worst. That's probably the worst purchases, or the worst purchases and investments I probably make around this space. You know what I'm saying? Other, like, I made small investments, like personally, like buying a camera, buying all this stuff. But I would say for the bigger picture, part of the team is invested in people that aren't serious. They're kind of like, not even say backdoor, but they just don't, how would I say, they don't hold their word, I guess. You know, they're not really a man of their word.
You are way better than me. I'll tell you that. Because I'm thinking he going to be like, yeah, man, I bought like a Mary jeans or a Gucci sweater or whatever. When I got my first big check, I spent like 15 bands in a strip club. That I was waiting for one of them answers, and he was like, nah, I just invested in the wrong person. That's some real business side mode shit. Hey, yo, you're a cool dude. There's a guy that I've interviewed multiple times. I even watched him graduate high school, and he's in college now. Goes to Norfolk State. Shout out to Zion Rainey. I would definitely like to hook y'all up.
Oh yeah, I see his content.
Yeah,
I see that content over there in NSU. It's like they had a little old group. It's like it's him, Zion. It's like Jay Steph and Steezy Go Crazy.
yeah.
I see their content all the time.
So
I like them.
when Zion was younger, high school wise, he was doing a music thing. Monty was shooting his videos, and I was like, yeah, bro. I mean, you do dope music. I was like, but you about to go to college. I mean, you good at this content. You only be doing a little bit of content. Go hard with it. You're gonna be around thousands of people. Use it to your advantage. And he did, and the little motherfucker shot up so fast, further than me. I was like, God damn, you took the advice and ran with it. But yeah, nah, I love to see young creators work together and really push it out. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Virginia. The 757 is starting to become a creative hub. People come here to do interviews, parties, mic drops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get a lot more people to do the IRL and stuff like that. 'Cause I haven't seen any streamers from Virginia, so
Yeah.
that would be dope. Do you stream, or have you streamed outside of MonkeyApp?
Yeah, I stream sometimes. Like I go live, but that's also a transition for me trying to not just stay on the MonkeyApp level, but also like collab and do other stuff. That's also like a work in progress because it's a lot going on. So I kind of have to set that up and really lock in on, okay, let's do this stream in my room because I got a nice little apartment room, good enough space. So it's kind of like I basically got to lock in. Okay, we're gonna do this stream with this person, and kind of put the Monkey app to the side because that's easy to kind of like get on, edit, get the clips, and post the videos. But yeah,
Okay. Oh, another question I gotta ask because I'm curious. I've seen a lot of women on the page, and like I said, I don't use the Monkey app. But have you had like, how can I put this without being? Actually, I don't give a fuck about being canceled. Any trannies or stuff like that? Like, how did or do you set up your page where it's just women? Like, how does that happen? Because if it's on a random cycle, how do you avoid hitting that?
uh, yeah, you run into a couple of trannies. I mean, the last time I ran into a tranny, that video's at like 1 million views now. That was like a couple. It was a couple weeks ago.
Yo, that shit crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it was like you run into them a couple of times. Sometimes I skip them. Sometimes I play around like how I did before. It was kind of like, wait, what? I was like, wait, what are you? You know what I'm saying? It's like trolling like that. And then yeah, that video's still going up right now. But yeah, I try to do most women, but sometimes you run across them, so just have a little fun with it.
One thing that I'm getting used to, like interviewing, because I do not discriminate. You come in here, black, white, Asian, short, tall. I don't really care. I tell people I hate the tall motherfuckers because I'm short. But um, no, I've had lesbians, I've had gay guys and stuff like that. But recently, like probably like 3 weeks ago, I had my first tranny, and I didn't know she was. So just sitting on the couch, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Everything's great, and it's like certain subliminals I did not catch. It was like, oh yeah, it's the camera gonna be angled a certain way, and da 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 da. And then during the conversation, she, goes, oh yeah, with my community, my community, my community, and I'm just like, oh maybe she's just a lesbian and stuff like that.
uh-huh.
And then next thing you know, she was like, oh no, with the trans community. I was like, huh? Just threw me off. And I had a couple people who was like, yo, how'd you get through that interview? I was like, I don't discriminate. They each have their story. And I knew content wise, it's just gonna blow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think about certain things like that?
Well, sort of, kind of. I feel like when you get, not trying to single them out, but if you get unique people on, and then you just do what you normally do, I feel like they always blow up. But something about what you just said, like trannies, I feel like some trannies that, because there's a lot of trannies that try to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most people put that on the same as a nigga being like DL. Like I feel like the community, their community, I don't feel like they don't even like that for real. I feel like their community wants people to be open.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I really don't. I feel like, what's the point of in 2025 if you're DL? And that's the same thing with a tranny being DL, not trying to expose what they really are. It's like, what the point? It's 2025. You might as well just tell everybody what you are. You know what I'm saying?
True
So
shit.
I even feel like some females don't even like trannies that try to hide it, like stuff like that. So you come across people like that try to hide it. You know what I'm saying? I see other creators like cross by like trannies, and they kind of do the same thing, like look up and they try to point out the Adam's apple. What I did was I said, wait, what's your hand? Like I seen the Adam's apple, but I just try to prolong the clip. Like when she first popped on the screen, I seen the Adam's apple, but I was like, let me see your hands, because I know people are gonna comment about spotting the different things on it, you know what I'm saying, identifying one that try to be DL or like not really expose what they are. So yeah, you run into those a lot.
Yeah, I would say I'm a clueless individual because I'm like I don't know, man. My parents got together and created a kid that was just deformed. I got small hands, long arms. I got a big back. It's just like it's just weird. So it's hard for me to compare different people because I've seen women with bigger hands than I have. You know what I'm saying? So it just I look and it's just like it's not like I'll be like, you know what, drop them draws. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? It just it's a struggle. It is a struggle. At this point, I'm just like, I don't care. Fuck it. As long as you don't try to pursue me, you can do whatever you want. One thing I do gotta ask you though, because when I was younger, I used to get this question a lot, and now that I'm getting older, I guess when you get older, you get hotter. What's up with you wearing a goddamn bubble coat?
Oh yeah, that's also what I noticed too. I used to I did that on purpose. It's like small little things I try to do to get people to comment. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't feeling hot though. That's the mistake. I was never hot. Like internally sweat or none of that, but I knew people were gonna comment. They commented all the time on those videos. Why has he got a coat on inside? But yeah, I kind of do that for the engagement. But I really have no problem wearing a coat inside sometimes.
Yeah. No, because I noticed that and I was like, damn, is this what they're talking about? Because I'll be the type to be, I'll wear a hoodie in the summer. And people
Yeah,
just look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
yeah.
But when I seen the video, I was like, maybe he just got it cold as fucking there. I've been there before. You know, you put that bitch on 69 and it's just freezing.
Yeah, my room is cold most of the time. I'm gonna be honest. I don't sleep on anything. I try not to sleep on anything above 64. Yeah, I don't. I'm one of these people that get the night sweats, and I just hate that. You know, it's the situation where it's like it's so hot, and then your legs are stuck together in the sweat. I'll probably get those on at 69, like 69 degrees. I might get that. So I like sleeping when it's freezing, so I got a reason to get under the covers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fat nigga, so I sweat regardless. It just is what it is.
What do you think? What do you think a good temperature is to sleep on?
Well, I keep it at 69. And at my
Okay.
house right now is at 69. So I know that feeling. Like sometimes people come in, they be like, yo, you got a hoodie on and some shorts on. Just because I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It just, when I seen the video, it just threw me off because I was like, this nigga diving off the camera, the belt, the team, and then the coat. It threw me off. But I do tactics that, like that as well. When I used to show my face on camera a lot, before I really understood what interviews are, and it's not about me, it's about the people I'm interviewing, I would wear shades. And as you could tell right now, we set an ambiance, make a vibe so everybody's cool, calm, collect.
Yeah.
And people will always ask me in comments, yo, why you wear glasses in the dark? I was like, I would tell people, I was like, man, I get drunk, I get high during the interview, and I got a Forrest Whitaker eye when that shit happens. And that bitch will, you know what I'm saying? And it only happens when I'm under the influence. I was like, the shades help. You can't see it. You know, like that. So, sorry, everybody was like, okay, yeah, understandable. But no, I like that. I understand that. Now, I gotta ask, doing the content that you do. Now, I got the mother of my kids, so she ain't got no choice. She sees it. I've had strippers on here. I've had bitches shake their ass, show their titties, and everything. But do you have a significant other?
Nope. But I think I know where you're going with the question is how would other women feel about my content?
Yeah, like how would you deal with that?
They obviously don't agree with it in a way like I don't know why, but a lot of new women I meet in a way there's like they see me talking to all these girls and like, oh yeah, that's not gonna fly when we're in a relationship. First of all, you saying it's not gonna fly, it has nothing to do. It's not gonna affect me or where we go. Cause at the end of the day, I'm gonna still do what I do regardless. Cause the thing is, they think a lot of women think when I talk to all these women, there's intentions behind it, when there really isn't. So when they get mad at me, oh, you talking to all these girls, you're always flirting. It's like I kind of just laugh it off because they don't know the reason behind it. So it's like. But at the same time, like I said before, I gotten weird DMs from girls about the content. Like the ones that find me attractive, I get weird DMs from them. And it all has to do with the belt.
Oh, there's a little fetish
Yeah.
type deal. Oh, I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I know how that goes. Yeah, no. Definitely when you put them, I've had a couple sit on the couch and they sipping, they drinking. Oh, okay. Then when you turn on the lights, you turn the other one lights off, the backdrop, they looking, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we on. And the whole mood changes. And I'm just like, you can buy this on Amazon, right? You can do exactly what I'm doing. Ain't nothing different. You ain't on fucking MTV or nothing like that. There's nothing special about it. But now I understand where you're coming from. It is, and you gotta learn how to balance it.
Yeah. And I would say in general, I feel like it's gonna be hard for me to get in a relationship in the near future anyway. Off the simple fact is the only way I could get back in a relationship is if they just don't say anything stupid. Like, I'll the amount of women I meet in like the first conversation and like just me meeting, they just ask or just say something that is just it's so stupid. It throws me off. It's like I'm not gonna be able to deal with you in the future. And I ain't gonna lie, some women that I've talked to recently, they actually just they they don't say anything dumb, but and I'm talking about on dumb in the sense like if we're just meeting, there's no reason why you should be asking me for things. If you don't even know how I live, I don't even know how you live. There's no reason why you should be asking me for trips and stuff like that when we're first meeting in like the first conversation, or you can't come into my life and try to tell me to stop doing what I'm doing before you even understanding why I do the things I do. And I'm gonna be honest, and I'm being so serious about this. I will give any woman $1,000 if they can be around me for 24 hours without saying anything dumb. I put that on everything I love. And the reason why I put so much money online, because I think that's impossible. I think that's so impossible. I run it, like I said, it's almost tiring how much women I hang around. Not to say there's a lot of women, but they would just say something that will just throw me off every time, and they don't even know it. And I don't really. You can ask a woman. You could have a regular conversation with a woman, and I know how to get them to keep talking. They'll just randomly go off just keep talking and just say something that would just ruin the whole day, ruin the whole mood, and they don't even know it because they're just yapping. But it's a lot of situations like those, and also not getting in a relationship. There's just on a serious note, one of the things in a relationship that I realize you have to sacrifice is time. And it's so much things that I'm doing right now trying to get my life together. And I know how much attention I would want to bring to my woman and in general. So it's all about being able to, am I comfortable with sacrificing time to myself to, you know what I'm saying, make sure this relationship is running well and she's good and all this, that, and the third. So, yeah.
It's so wild because I'm like looking at you and I'm like, damn, I've been in that place before. And I tell you, I'm gonna tell you like now. I feel like actually I've been in your place, but not been in your place because the women nowadays that you're dealing with are trick hungry. They're looking for tricks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got one thing to give, and that's the cootie cat. That's the only thing they really offer.
Yeah.
And they want the trips. They want all the luxurious shit to get it. Back then, when I shit with a conversation, couple drinks, shit like that, you was golden back in the day. Nowadays, I would say they understand their worth, or it's like their worth has a price tag nowadays.
Yeah.
Back then, a genuine conversation, couple days could lead you just to the golden ticket. Nowadays, you got to go to Barbados, you got to go to Belize just to keep them entertained, and then, like you were saying earlier, I gotta tolerate them. So it's just like, damn, do I really want to be with you, or I just want to get with you? You know what I'm saying? And then having the status that you do have, that's gotta be fucking rough because they automatically think, oh, for some reason they see the numbers and they're just like, oh, you famous, you semi-famous, like, oh damn, and it throws everything off because maybe you just want a genuine conversation. Maybe I want to tell you about the dreams outside of what you see, but I can't because you only see one thing.
Yeah.
That right there for the young men, even the young women, I feel sorry for y'all because it just leads to one thing, and that's all they see on the internet. And so that's all it's ever going to be until somebody put their foot down and be like, nah.
That's the thing too. A lot of women are so caught up in what they see on social media, and they think that they can demand that. But what I realize is, and some women, even men, they have to realize you cannot, in your position, you cannot request that. And I had to think about that too because I'm nowhere near the same person as I was 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I had to, and a lot of people ask me, how do I get women in my DMs and stuff like that? One of the things I did was I changed my whole perspective of how they are. Like I used to see these women that look so good and think like she's untouchable, nobody's talking to her, this and that. Turns out they talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? They're around everybody. And also, I used to put them on a pedestal. Like, but when you really get to, now that I won't even say privilege, but now that I'm around so many females, not all the time, but I get around these females and realize they don't really do anything with their life. And the fact that I know I got, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing stuff for me, you know what I'm saying, I'm working on myself and doing all that, that gives me all the confidence in the world to just, you know what I'm saying, not be intimidated by them, thinking they're on this pedestal. Really, they're just down here. They just get everything and feel this certain way because of the way they look. So, on a sense of that, it's like, yeah, so many women have unrealistic expectations most of the time because they think they deserve that. But I'm being so serious. Most of us, men and women, don't deserve what we're requesting for. Like, even me, when I look at myself back in the day, I was wanting girls and stuff like that. I didn't deserve that because I wasn't doing half the stuff. I wasn't in the gym. My mind was 100% on trying to get women. And a lot of people think I think about women all day because of what I do. I probably don't think about, I rarely think about women at all, to be honest. Because it's like, it's no point in me even diving down that path because once I realized when I got my head on straight, they came regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like me not paying attention to them and me just focused on myself. They automatically, like every time I go out now, I'm going to meet a new girl because they just come up to me, da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. But it's like,
Shoot, because your damn height. Fuck y'all tall niggas. I hate y'all so bad. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
that's also a misconception too. I don't know why, but when I meet a lot of people off Instagram, they say I don't think you were that tall because of the way my pictures look. They think I'm shorter than I really am. But when I meet in person, they're like, oh, you're so tall. And then some people think I'm even taller than what I am. I don't really like that because, you know what I'm saying, girls online probably think I'm short or whatever.
No, in your videos, man, you look like you the tall motherfucker. I was like, oh yeah, he probably got a little long chair or something. Nah, I some some I could tell, some I can't. Cause I've had people come in here like Ugly Money Nietzsche, the one that be yelling, hitting the buzzer and shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was a short fat nigga. And when he came in here, he was like, white. He was looking at me and I'm looking at him. He was like, you thought I was a short fat nigga, didn't you? I was like, I sure the fuck did. I didn't think you was 6'5". That nigga 6'5", bro.
Really?
Yeah, that nigga tall as hell. Bro came in here damn near braids was touching the damn ceiling. I'm like, yo, you the big dude. But yeah, I'm working on not judging a book by its cover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you see people online, you have this imitation of what they're supposed to be or how they supposed to act. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I seen your message and shit like that, and I'm like, okay, cool, fuck it, let's rock. And I'm looking at the page and I'm seeing 1.5, 1.2. I'm like, this man gonna come in here with a whole production team. I'm gonna have to spread shit out. Cause usually we have people in here, just the gang and shit, like friends and shit like that. And I told him, I was like, yeah, nobody can be in here. I don't know what type of time he's gonna be on. Let's clear it out. Make him feel comfortable because like, he might bring 6, 7. I had one person, they brought 20 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they weren't even famous. They were just hot in the city. So I was like, man, this man gonna have a production team. He probably one of those streamers. I was like, he already looked like a young dude. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a lot. I already know it's gonna be a lot. I know. But now you came in here real humble.
Yeah.
Real humble, real business-fied. Again, at your age, my mindset wasn't on yours. And you about the business. I even threw in some tricky ass questions in there and you answered them shits solidified. I'm like, damn, very mature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got your head on your swivel. You like, relationships, they come and go. If I find the right one, cool, not. But I'm still working on me. And don't let what I do on the internet reflect on who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in your predicament can't say they do that. I know a lot of them that would use what they got to the fullest for the what they say, this the dark side. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing it, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, it's understandable. Even though what you said earlier about flying them out, I seen that one video. You said you was gonna fly them out once. I seen that.
Yeah, I don't really. I said it, but nah, I fly up to them usually.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are
But,
there any unique places that you've been since you've been doing this content?
well, most of the places I've been were on the East Coast, so like I haven't really been to the West Coast
Okay.
all the way over there. So it's been like all the way up to New York, Massachusetts, all that, Ohio, and all the way down to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, Mississippi, all that. But yeah, usually just on the East Coast. Haven't been anywhere outside the country. But yeah,
That's interesting, G. So earlier you were talking about interviews, and you've done an interview before. You said this. I think you said this is your second one that you're doing. Like with these interviews, or what is the main purpose? Like, are you trying to use it so people understand who you are, or are you just looking for another outlet to get your name spread across? Because right now, like I said, it's hard for me to see what you're doing it for, because you already, in my eyes, you already winning. You already got the blueprint. You already doing the right things. You ain't got no fucking entourage that's draining you out. You ain't got no girl that's bleeding your pockets or making you fall suit for what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does really Marcus need to be happy? Like, when will he feel accomplished?
so basically my goal. I set this goal a long time ago. My goal will forever be repaying the ones that helped me out when I was younger. Cause one of the things about me is I'm the youngest, or I was always the youngest around everybody that I hang around. And I was pretty much the last to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always bad with women. All my friends were good with women. Last to lose their virginity. Last to. I just pretty much just had no experience in almost every facet of life. And one of the things, like the people around me, my friends and all that, they always answered every question I had. But there was a point in time where, growing up, where it felt like I was dead weight almost. So I felt like they would, rightfully so, like kind of remove me from certain things, or not remove me, but not include me in certain things. And that's something I had to just look at within myself. And as I continue to grow and get in different positions, like, I'm never a person with my friends to ask for money when they need a favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need me to drive them somewhere. They need me to do their homework or whatever, or anything like that. I say, okay, right off the bat. I'm always willing to help my friends, and hopefully in the future I can make a round trip and give them grace. But that's my main goal, really. I just want to really help the people that they really had no incentive of helping me, but it's that type of love that makes me want to repay them back. And the main goal is me and my brother. We have to get somewhere, because me and my brother, we have so many conversations. He's like the only person I can have, like, share all my ideas, not feel weird about them. And we have so many ideas for our future, and we're so determined to get there, and we're gonna get there no matter what. But not to keep going on, but in a sense of coming into the podcast space or doing all this different stuff, one, it's something I can look back on, because this is pretty much the start of my journey. You know what I'm saying? I'm venturing into stuff. So when people want to get to the nitty gritty of, you know what I'm saying, who I am and all this stuff, or how I was in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, this is another outlet to where, yeah, they could just hear about me more.
I'm sorry, bro. I feel like, I don't know. You said you had an older brother or whatever like that, but I'm just proud. I'm proud to meet somebody like this, someone that is young and motivated and inspired by not just what he's doing, but by his peers or people around him. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because you remind me of me when I was like 25, 26, because I had that mentality when I really was like, you know what, I want to help people that helped me, that looked out and really, like the guy that I was talking about. Shout out to 200 Acres again. He's there for all my fuck ups. He's there for all my flaws. And he's like, hey, bro, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, because this is what's going to get you paper. This is going to help you win. And we need to be yacht brothers. And we need to tour the countries and stuff like that. But I can't do it. I don't want to do it by myself. And you the one that's going to do it with me. And it motivates you. You know what I'm saying? So you want to look out for those people. Earlier, I shouted out to D-Lo the Shogun. One of the guys that I brung on with the show with me. He passed away about a year and a half ago through cancer. You know what I'm saying? We had big dreams. If you watch some of our older videos, he's like, yeah, we're going to retire our mamas with this shit. So now it has to be done. Like, I have to do this to win so I can do everything he said before he passed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And being around certain individuals, you hear their dreams and their goals, and you're just like, so when are you going to be happy? When I can buy some land. Well, what are you going to do with the land? Well, I didn't really think about that. Well, why do you want a mansion? Why do you want these things? What do you want to do? And I'm not trying to shun on their dreams, but you could tell the ones that really thought about the process and thought how they're going to achieve it and how they want to get it done, and the ones that just like the heat of the moment. Like, that's why I asked you the podcast question, because a lot of them just be like, oh, man, you just the hottest in the city, duh. You know what I'm saying? I want to come on here. But you like, nah, like, this is a stepping stone for me and what I do right now. And when people look back, they got something to look at from how I started. A lot of people don't have that mentality. Yeah. And I got to give you your flowers now. A lot of people do not have that mentality, especially at your age, bro. So you doing the right thing. You taking the right steps. You're making funny-ass content. You know what I'm saying? You made me want to look. I was like, damn, let me look at the MonkeyApp for real. I don't even want to get on there. I'm just going to go through your videos just so I can feel like I'm on there. You know what I'm saying? And you got dreams and goals. And I would love to see where it's going to take you outside of that. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to ask you the question of, like, what do you want your legacy to be? But you kind of answered it in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to help others. You want to do things with your brother. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a career, you know? Are you gay? And I was going to ask you earlier, like, what advice can you give? You doing it. Like, a lot of people come on here and I be really, really helping them. Like, try to set their life up and, like, really put shit together. Yeah. But every now and then I have shows where I get superstars ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? And you one of them. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Definitely keep the content going. Definitely you got a subscriber here. I'm going to make sure I hit that follow button. Make sure y'all all hit that follow button and watch the content, because it is something that you can just scroll and watch and just watch all these conversations and stuff like that. And for the ladies, I don't know if I can promote this or not, but he's helping y'all out. You know what I'm saying? He helping y'all out with contracts. So take a part of that. Now, let me ask you this. I will ask you this, though. Is it just for the ladies? Or if a male came to you with a grand idea or whatever, does that work for them as well too?
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like, that's not really that's kind of like outside of like the team. You know what I'm saying? We can do business with people that, you know what I'm saying, help me help you type of thing. But this is also a soft launch. Me promoting the winning team is also a soft launch of our secret society, the Black Flag. You know what I'm saying? You see it in my bio, and like that's the emblem I always use, the Black Flag. That's kind of like I'm the co-founder of that. Like I said, my brother is like the CEO of that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a huge networking thing we're kind of building. But the point of that, the Black Flag, is, like I said, it's like a networking group, but we go against the grain where we don't do things and we don't listen to what the outside world is trying to feed us and all these different people. And like the network we're trying to build is we all do different type of stuff. Like I said, I explained this the other day and people don't know this. I'm the first person in human history to officially and scientifically restart your body count. And I spent 2.5 years. I,
How the hell? No. What the hell you just said? First one in human history to restart the body count.
yep. And I stayed down for 2.5 years developing research. Like I explained before, I got notes about this thick of all the calculations and specs of how I made it possible. And how it works, depending on what your body count is, the process takes about like it could take up to as short as 5 days up into 3 months in that time frame, depending on what I'm saying. And the process basically is like I'm not going to give details of how you do it, but basically during this process you're able to change your DNA, RNA, and all that to where you're literally not the same person as what you used to be. So you're by definition a new person. And I'm being 100% serious.
I want more details after the show. I'm sorry, y'all won't get that detail. Hell, there's some Patreon shit you got to pay $50 or $100 for. Because I definitely want to know this. Because I don't know if you're trolling me right now or being serious. Because I've seen females be like, "Oh yeah, I did this and the third, so my body."
Fake. That's fake.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely want to know about this because what did you just say? What? That's gonna go. What we say? Clip it, because I definitely got to clip that part. Can you restart your body count? Is it possible?
Yeah, as long as they listen to me. But the reason why nobody's gonna want to do it, I did it personally. Like I said, I had to figure it out. I had to run tests on people and run tests on myself. So, and it's a hard process. I would say the first thing you got to do is believe in God. That's the first step. You have to believe in God. But yeah, I did it on myself, and I could give it to you like the first step you have to do, and you're gonna know not a lot of people, barely anybody's gonna want to do it. But it's so unique in restarting your body count that you have to do it because it's in a way it's like something that's never been done before. So it's like you have to go through this process to do it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's why it's so rare.
In my brain, when you said it, it was like a joking factor. But then when it comes to the education factor, it's just like, what would be the benefit for a male to restart his? Like with the change of DNA and RNA and stuff like that, what would be the benefit? Now, if it comes with a significant benefit, then I'll be like, okay, cool. Now, for a woman, we know they're when you pop their cherry or whatever like that, that kind of symbolizes they're no longer a virgin. But for a guy, it's like for us to figure out if we're a virgin or not, it's basically word of mouth or the person we've been with. So I definitely, after the camera is off, I want to know or a little sliver of details about it because I'm very curious. But I also want to figure out what made you think about something like that.
I knew you were gonna ask that. What made me think about that? I said it before. I think I was watching a couple clips on a podcast surrounding that conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I sat back and wondered if it's even possible. Yep. From that point on, I just went to work. But that's kind of how I operate. I think of a lot of wild stuff, and I do a lot of wild, I wouldn't even say wild things, but I do a lot of unorthodox things in a way. So, yeah, coming across that, it really didn't need to take as long as, like, to figure out how to do it. It didn't need to take that long. Like, now that I know, because I tried a whole bunch of different experiments of how to get it done, but yeah, it's pretty.
And I'm saying this is why I wear the glasses because my eyes give off a lot, and my brain is just like, 30 years I've been on this world. I've never heard of that. Besides women on the internet saying, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah," but that's the first time I've ever heard about that.
Yeah, this is why I actually see myself as a scientist. I feel like I'm tapping into every world, just becoming a complete man, engineer, do social media, strong, be lifting, all this stuff, take care of his body, scientist. I don't know, I might become something else too. But I feel like I can tap into any world. Really.
I don't even blame you for that because it's weird that you said that because I think it was yesterday, I was sitting in the house and I was just like, I had posted on the comment, posted on a post that I sent. I was commenting on a post, my bad. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I'm 45, just now starting college," and I was just like, and you would read the comments and people were like, "Oh, don't you think you're too old?" Da 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 da. But it's just like, depending on whatever your religion is, you only get one life.
Yep.
You get one chance to be you completely.
Yep.
You're gonna make your mistakes. You're gonna have your accomplishments. But at the end of the day, when they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust, do you feel accomplished? Do
Yeah.
you feel like you've done everything that you wanted to do? You know what I'm saying? So when I meet people and they're just like, I could be a scientist one day, content creator, a bus driver, I got damn garbage man. If that's what the fuck you want to do, then that's what you want to do. That's part of this is your autobiography. Everybody else is just a character in that chapter. I used to tell people like, this is my book. I'm on chapter 30. Some characters that are in chapter 30 were definitely not in chapter 19 or 25 or 26.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. And you're part of chapter 30 for me. So I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. That's one of the things I had to tell myself is when I was struggling to find myself, is that I just had to be myself at the end of the day. And it might sound weird, but I didn't take life seriously until I started treating it like a game. So it was on the sense of being me is not taking everything or approaching everything so seriously because it's just not me. And that could be any situation where it's like, not even just saying girls, but even like a presentation in class. I'm taking it so seriously and I'm trying to be on point. Now it's like I'm trying to make sure I'm not studying over words and stuff like that. But if I'm myself and I treat it like a game, all my guys are in the front row, whatever, and I'm free flowing like I'm explaining something to my friends, then everything's gonna sound clear, concise, free flowing, and not robotic and stuff like that in that sense. But yeah, if I treat everything like a game, because it's almost like, see how I'm doing all this, talk about how I'm doing all this random stuff. It's like you could do whatever you want because I'm treating life like a game. And also, I understand that there's levels to life. And that's how I treat the world in a sense where I realize I'm at the bottom. I need to work my way to the top. And that's how I keep myself motivated to do more and more and more. Because guess what? Even when you hit that milestone, the best part about it was working your way towards it. Because once you reach that milestone, okay, it might be a breath of fresh air, but still got more to do. And the grind is the best part. So it's almost like playing, I don't know, like what, Super Mario or whatever. You're reading, getting all the way to the levels to Bowser, the final boss or whatever. So that's kind of how I treat it and how I can keep myself going forward and forward. And I beat myself up, but when I take L's or when I take losses, it's like it's a part of the game. It's a part of life. And it's not so it's like, oh, I'm the worst. It's not, when I take L's and I take losses, it's not more as like I'm beating myself up like you suck, you're the worst, da da da. It's more like, where did you make the mistake? I sit back and analyze, and it'll be days sometimes. I sit back and analyze where I made the mistake and how I can't make that mistake again, so I can keep moving up in a sense. So that's how I would say, I treat life as a game instead of just taking it so seriously and just beat myself up instead of I just try to learn from everything so I can move up as levels.
You right on the market, bro. I can't even say any more. I can't even say anything else towards that because you're hitting that mark that a lot of people don't find out until they're in their 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it took me until about I was about probably like 24. I was like 23, 24 when I was there. Where you're at right now, I was there. 'Cause I was just like, you know what? Shit happens. It's not, and it's not about me like taking the things that happen and oh man, this is because of my past and this and it. No, it's a lesson. Learn from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understand that it can't happen again, and if it does, you're just repeating yourself and doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. It's insanity. Am I the same person? No. So if that's what you gotta use to get further and to really understand who you are and what you're trying to accomplish, fucking go for it. Motherfucker, if you see it as a game, cool. I tell people all the time, I get bored with certain shit like the clubs and going out and being seen and stuff like that. I get bored with it. People see me on this and they're just like, oh yeah, you really be on the scene. No, I don't. I don't want to do things that everybody else can do and I can do it on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a big, if you can't tell by the room, I'm a big anime lover. I'm a like,
Yeah.
I live my life in that type of field. I want to do some shit that I can't do. Can I do a Kamehameha right now? No, I can't. Would I want to? Yes, but I can't. So that's the life itself. I enjoy it. Hey, look, my ups and downs, it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I'm instilling in my daughter right now. It's like things are gonna happen. You're gonna fail, but are you gonna sulk in it or are you gonna get back up and do something different? You know what I'm saying? So I respect it, bro. You're on a great path.
Yeah. In the sense of, like, I think about random stuff to do to challenge myself. So, like, for instance, I thought about this the other day. If I get into a relationship again, I'm gonna try to have sexual relations with their mother. And somebody might think that's weird or something like that, but there's like a lustful motive behind that. But to be honest, I just want to see how my life will turn out after the fact, and I want to see how I operate to get that done.
Okay, so story time, real quick. If out of the 4 seasons or other podcasts that you see me on, I talk about this moment. I was dating a girl long time ago. I wasn't even in my 20s at that time, and she was way more experienced than I was, way more. You know what I'm saying? She was outside before outside was a thing. She was outside. She not necessarily, I would say, on a whole standard, but anyways, I wasn't on par. I was a nerdy kid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was a nerd. Her mother showed me everything. Her mother knew that her daughter was no longer interested and saw me trying to chase her daughter to keep her interested. And because the mother loved younger men. And she taught me everything.
Yeah.
She taught me how to talk to women. She taught me how to please women. She taught me everything. And it is an eye opener. And it is a game changer. But I will say, stepping down in that road, you got to be real structured with your goals and who you trying to be.
Yeah.
Because I used everything, and I was about to say the B word, but females my age
Yeah.
or older, I was bagging them. At your age, taking them down because they're like, oh my God, you're so mature. Oh my God, you really think about women and stuff like that. I call it the knight in shining armor act. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to do everything that the last motherfucking did because that's what you really want. You want an emotional man or whatever to care about your feelings, and this is something that a woman, not another man, a woman, an older woman taught me. She broke down the game. She's like, when a woman says this, you do this. When they act like this, you do this. And I guarantee you, they'll be in the palm of your hand. And I used to use it a lot, but it consumed me. It did.
Yeah. Now, when I say that, on a difficulty level of that happening, I would say it's at a 7. And the 7 has to be where the mother is single, so she's a single mother. But the difficulty level will probably be a 9 and a 10 if their mother is in a relationship or married or whatever. But yeah, that's just playful. That's nothing really serious. But on a sense of older women, I've met a couple older women this summer. You know what I'm saying? Just out and about, and they always try to play that game where it's like, "Oh, you're too young," da 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 da. But not to toot my own horn, but they don't know who they just ran into. On the sense that, and not even the social media stuff, but 9 times out of 10, I'm handling my grown folk business and stuff like that better than them already. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, I'm more stable than them. You know what I'm saying? They're older than me, and we're in the same setting. In a sense, we're both outside on the strip at the bar or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it could be having a good time or whatever, but most of them I talk to, they're not really necessarily doing anything with their life also. So when they run into somebody like me, okay, they might say, I look good, I'm flat, da, 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 give me the Instagram or whatever. But it's like, when it's time to really tap in, it's like they regress because I'm so young. But I ain't gonna toot my own, but I'll change your life, to be honest. Because I can invite you out to here. Like, when I meet these older women, I see potential, you know what I'm saying? For us to both win, in a sense. Not even like a business mindset, but we can both grow and do this and that. So when I'm ready to take them out to eat, offer them have a conversation over some wine or whatever, it's like the only thing that's holding it back is the age part.
Because a lot of them have that realization, like 2 3 years older is one thing, 5 to 10, maybe 15, even 20 is a lot, because unless you're that type to stick with them through the thick and thin, they know that they have an expiration date. Oh, you're just having fun with me, and you're not going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah.
By the time you hit, by the time you hit 25, I'll be in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? And then so forth and so forth. One day I'm going to be 50. You're still going to be in your 30s. You still going to want me then. And that's why most of them kind of back up of it, because they're like, oh, yeah, I want to have fun. But you acting like you want to be serious, and I know the outcome of it. Most of them can't. Most older women know that they can't compete with time.
Yeah.
They compete with sexuality. They can compete with just being a grown woman. Yes, because these young girls, you got to train them up. They got to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they know time is not on their hand. You know, oh yeah, my face is not gonna look the way it used to. My body's not gonna look the way it used to. And the first time you get bored, I know there's gonna be something younger that's gonna take you, and that's why a lot of them back off of it. Now, niggas on the other hand, the females will take them in their 50s, 40s, 30s,
Yep.
and I always say it's daddy issues.
Yeah.
It's some type of father figure issue for them to do it, because I've seen girls in my high school will be 16, 17, and they're dating somebody in their 30s. Why? Because it's like mentally, don't you understand that he just using you to get one thing? But for them, that's their life experience that they're learning. Oh, dealing with somebody older or whatever. The guys, they look at him like, naive. You're a piece of pussy at the end of the day. But it's like a flip flop. It's weird. Older women and older dude dating younger people are totally different.
I argue every woman, every older woman I run into should keep me in their back pocket, because I have an engine that never stops, and people can take that whatever way they want to. But I'm with any person I'm with, I'm very consistent. You know what I'm saying? So any woman that gets into a situationship, or any older woman that gets in a situationship and they want something serious, I feel like they should always keep me in their back pocket.
Do you prefer older women?
No, it's just I'm intrigued by it because it's rare.
Because once this interview comes out and they see these clips, you don't be surprised if they just come out the blue.
Yeah, like I said, there's a few older women that, and I wouldn't really call them like older women like they're old. They're just older than me. But there's a few that I've met and talked to briefly in person. We can exchange information, but I feel like they don't want to dive. They don't want to. They just don't want to dive down that lane.
Mm.
I feel like they're scared. Yeah, I just feel like they're scared.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite, and we just met literally first time meeting face to face in the last hour and a half. Conversation wise, 72 hours. Now that I know he's here, we're gonna run this back, G.
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna run this back because your mindset is different.
Yeah.
The way you carry yourself is different, and you're funny. And I haven't reached that point where knowing when you're serious and not serious, and that makes great ass content. It makes great ass content, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to have super fun. I want to bring some older figures here, not men but women, just so they can hear how you go and see how. Because I see what you do on the internet, but I want to see when they're sitting on the opposite side of the couch or right beside you, because we do certain things like that. It's ironic. It's ironic because I have somebody that is older. She's funny. She does like lingerie shoots, and she's a model and stuff like that. She's coming in September.
Okay.
I think she said the 3rd week of September. I'll let you know. I want you here.
3rd week of September, because my birthday is on the 15th.
You're a Virgo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be, I think it's the 20th. I might be in D.C.
Okay.
20th. I don't know. But that's probably the only time I'll be out of town in September.
Okay. We gonna figure it out. We gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. It's just when you say the Virgo shit, now everything is my children's mother is a Virgo, and my son, he's a Virgo.
Oh yeah.
And they're analyzers. They're quiet analyzers, and they think a lot. Details. Now it makes sense. Everything, this whole conversation makes sense. This is gonna be interesting. Is there anything else you would like to tell the people, like some motivation, some inspiration, or just a simple commercial for your show, when next time you're gonna drop, where they can find you?
Well, simple motivation. I have a quote on my page that I came up with. This probably been said before, but it's one I stuck by. I came up with it January 1st. Is the mission comes first, and that's something I told myself. I wish I would have told myself way sooner. And I put it in that way because it just sounds cooler, but it really just means keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, whether you want to be an artist or you want to do anything in the world, you got to just really tell yourself to just lock in on that, because there's a lot of things you probably don't want to do, like school. That's kind of distraction. Obviously, you got to get that out the way, do that. But, you know what I'm saying, on your spare time or when you're not doing anything, try not to get distracted, because there's also other things like women and stuff in your personal life. Try to always keep in mind and not push to the side the main thing, which is your main goal. And that's something I try to live by every single day. And with that, it does push some people to the side in a sense, because it all revolves around time. So some people are not going to get attention that they would usually get because you're focused on what you have to do. So, and that's something when I was posting every single day and doing this content stuff, I would just say to myself in the room by myself when I'm just pacing back and forth, just thinking of ideas. I just always say, the mission comes first. The mission comes first, just to keep my head on forward, because I don't want to get sidetracked. And even throughout the day, when I'm just driving and stuff like that, I'm always thinking about what I have to do. So, and sometimes I get annoyed when people or other things trying to pull me out of my lane, you know what I'm saying? Life issues, people, and all this stuff. But it's all about just keeping the mission first and, yeah, not letting distractions steer you off the road.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a dope interview. I know he was about to be a fan favorite. Be sure to check these clips and the full video out. It's one of them ones. We're definitely gonna have him back on, because I feel like we ain't even really cracked the surface. We just cracked a little bit of it, and I'm starting to see the personality a lot more, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So till next time, peace.